Hello everybody, welcome to episode 14 of the Joel Homie Show series, Autistic Tuesday. Hey, you there! I want to remind everybody that if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. And right now, YouTube says that over 90% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so it would really help, and with that... Hello everybody, I'm Joel Homie, your guys' host for another great episode of the Joel Homie Show series, Autistic Tuesday, episode 14. Now, today's video is going to be much related to, actually, episode 11, where I drew my friend Joseph, Deegan, my stepfather Steve, and my mom, as well as my cat Meg, but that drawing was absolutely trash, so I'm going to redraw my cat Meg in a simplistic form in today's video, along with my biological father, as well as my two siblings, Joy and Zoe. Why am I doing this, you might ask? I'm saying this because if you didn't watch episode 11, you might not have any context on why I'm just randomly drawing all these people. I'm trying to get into digital animation, and for some of the stories that I want to do eventually, I don't want to have to design all the characters on the go as I'm in the middle of animations, as I am actually currently doing, because I am in the process of actually making my very first fully animated video for my art and animation channel, which you can actually find in the link in the description. It will be a limited time description, or a limited time link that will only be in this video, and no others, of course, other than the other videos that have spoken about the art channel, obviously. But I want to design these characters so that I have something to actually, draw when I'm animating, so that I don't have to draw them on the go, such as I'm doing, because I'm in the middle of doing that animation that I just spoke about, and I'm drawing these specific people because they are going to be in the video, and I have to redraw their models on my art tablet and actually put them in the animated video. So enough of me talking, let's go ahead and get started with a time lapse and go ahead and see how all these drawings turn out in the end. And with that, we now have these guys, or at least, well, mostly girls in this case, because we have Meg, my beloved cat, and then we have my two sisters. Now, I will admit these are definitely not the best art pieces I've ever made. I quite, well, for lack of a better word, don't necessarily like these ones. I definitely think I could have put more work into them, but due to limited time on this video having to actually come out, I had to rush these a little bit. It's not that I was working extremely fast, it's more of a thing that I just needed to get them done. I actually just noticed I sort of literally missed a detail of my dad's actual hair here and didn't even represent it, so it looked like he just had a big bulge of hair hanging out. But anyway, so we have my two sisters, my dad, and my beloved cat, Meg. So I'll go ahead and go in chronological order of which ones I drew first and which ones I drew towards the end, obviously. So the first one I drew is Zoe. She has the hair. She's the younger of the two sisters I have. So Zoe is a bit of a mischief causer around the house, so I sort of gave her that very small look, I guess, even considering her physical size. So her head just has the hair and a little bit of a smirk going on, and then a bit of a dress because I didn't really know how to draw them with legs, and also I've never really drawn dresses at all, ever. And then we have Joy, so this one is literally the exact same thing in many ways. As I said, there are differences, but from a actual, design perspective, these guys are really similar. Obviously, they're different because all my art pieces, no matter how similar I want them to be, they will never come out the same, but these ones weren't even meant to be the same. Like, you can see there's some distinctive differences. Like, Joy's hair obviously does come down around her head, and I think I showed the detail of it actually running behind her chest and torso area better, with the little lines showing sort of like these splits in different lines of hair. And then the sleeves, I made them a little bit thicker to show that they were wearing sort of like a gown or something like that. I don't really know what you'd call it. Something with sleeves that you can tell is obviously not their on. And then I had a very absolutely horrible attempt at trying to give them sort of the lines to show the wrinkles in the dress. I'm not good at this, and please don't think I am. This is actually absolutely horrible in my opinion. And then my dad, he turned out okay, I guess. I just gave him a t-shirt and normal pants. And then we have obviously his hair, which usually he keeps it shorter, so I tried to keep it semi-tidy looking. Obviously, putting little spikes in hair is, well, really my thing. I've done it for a long time. As long as I can remember drawing hair, I've done that. And then his hair is usually slicked back, like his bangs are usually pulled back and sort of, you know, like looped around. So his actual hair grows out of like this general area, and then he just sort of combs it back into this area, which I tried to show, and as you saw, I actually forgot to do it. And yeah, so other than that, he just has a bit of a smirk, and he has a little bit of like a beard. It's not a beard, it's more or less just more than peach fuzz, but less than a beard. He can't really grow a full beard, he's just never been able to, so I tried to show that with a little bit less of the beard detailing than what I actually put on my stepfather Steve in the last time that I drew some family members and people to get ready to animate them. Eventually, that is. And then the last one, and actually my favorite, we have the beloved Meg. And this one is also a bit off proportionally, as well as, well, physically as well, because I did miss out on a lot of details, which I don't fully know what I did wrong, but you can tell here that there is actually an issue, because her thigh is not connected to her foot. That is an issue. I don't know how I managed to do that. It's probably while I was in the process of actually drawing her feet, because the thigh is something that I've never actually done before. The last time that I drew Meg, it looked absolutely horrible, but the time before that, I drew her in a lot more detail than this, with a lot of fur and distinguishing features showing like where her nose was and where the actual like her jawline split and all that. And that one did not have the body. That's why I don't have any experience doing this. But I gave her a collar. It was a lot more simplified, obviously, so that if I were to even attempt to animate any of these eventually, obviously they would be dumbed down even more to a certain extent as I progress through an animation using these. But for the time being, I like these as they are. And you might be wondering what this little line is along the bottom of Meg's face. If you've never looked at a picture of Meg, I have one here, which I can actually try to pull up. Yeah, so here's a picture of Meg. You can actually see that she is mostly gray, but actually has a lot of sort of like a white and orangish down towards her mouth. And I tried to show that last time that I drew her. I tried to represent the bit of orange that she has as sort of like an eyebrow. She's missing the other one, so she only has one eyebrow, but either way, I didn't show that because I didn't want it to look too clustered, and I gave her the cute little cat mouth thing, you know, the cute cat mouth thing, but it didn't really work in this instance because it made the art piece look a little bit more friendly, but I don't think it was what I was intending to go for. But anyway, I had a lot of fun drawing these. Even while they're not the best, and I do apologize for the lack of color and, well, any form of even outlining or anything in these. These are more just sketches and sort of like, well, ideas for what the characters would look like. This is more of a basis than anything, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed drawing these guys. Once again, sorry for not doing all the steps that I usually do, but with all that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video,